I guess.
Very much. Yes. It's okay. Um, so, Grazia, what does the body mean to you?
Yeah, okay, good question. The body is our container, and I think that now today it's really important to talk about our aspect, our image, and this container continuously the society try to transform, no? And the society asks to us to be young and beautiful, and the movie it's a reflection about what is now, what is today our body. It's a place of freedom, of experimentation, or it's a prison, because I think that sometimes can be obsessive this question in our life. So I try to reflect on this and on every topic that the body include, as sexuality, as beauty, and in this case, the beauty became a piece of art, and remember as another aesthetics, another idea of beauty that is in the Hellenic world. So this idea of powerful, this femininity that is so specific and not common. And this was the idea to reflect on this.
Thank you. And Jacqueline Fuchs, who is this amazing bodybuilder, she is not a professional actress. So how did you work with her to receive this result?
Yeah, of course, with a non-professional actors, you don't work in a technical way as a professional actor, but you work on the emotion. And I met Jay more than 10 years ago for a short movie that I did in my school to study this femininity, this body, and was so interesting. Discover a special soul in her and this huge contrast between her soul and her body, because she's so sweet and in a sense she's like an adolescent, and in the movie, in a sense, she fell in love like an adolescent. So with Jay, we work on the emotion that are in the movie that are close to her life and to her experience. Obviously, this is fiction, so it's the cinematic language that transform an emotion. But for sure, there are many contacts with her life. So we work on this level and on the human level that connect all us.
Thank you. And yes, you made some short films before on the same subject. How was working on a feature film? How was that journey for you?
Yeah, it was very long. My personal odyssey, 10 years of works. Uh, the, the, the subject in the short was really different. Was like a 10 shot on this body with a teen story, not narrative short, and was really a study to go in this world to try to understand what mean transform the body in this sense, because you have to push your body on the limit of your nature every day, every moment, and you have to control everything go inside and outside your body as a scientist. And the bodybuilder is a pioneer in a sense of the body, because build every volumes in this sense, and with a specific diet, training, and physiotherapy. It's an art life, and I don't have all the answer about this word, but for sure I realized that this, a research of perfection, of beauty, and what attracted me in her and in this word is as she look at herself at the mirror. I never watched something like this, that really love this temple, and it's a kind of religion in a sense, and this is what I admire, because it's not common that a woman look at herself in this way, especially when the looking of the world is sometimes bad, and they don't understand this kind of beauty, this kind of femininity, because this is another important question, in my opinion. Where is the femininity? It's a state of mind. It's in the body. It's in the, in the dress, in the approach to the existence.
And a question for the actors. As actors, you use your bodies as tools in your, when you work. How did this project affect you as actors? Did it change you in any way?
It was my first experience with any sort of surrealism, and I wasn't used to that at all. So I remember clearly, I said, "Where is all my lines? I need to say more." And I didn't really. I was kind of involved in the project kind of early on, so I read a few earlier drafts, um, and I remember doing the scene, and I was thinking why as an actor, you try to find logic in everything, and I couldn't find any logic here. Sorry.
No, no, it's true.
But I couldn't find any logic. So I remember me thinking, as you said, it is a movie about the body. So give it some body language. So I tried to do a lot of stuff with my hands, and I was kind of Trump era too, so I was doing this shit. Yeah, so it is, and it taught me something that I really liked. It taught me that presence is more important than logic. So, but I mean, I'm really proud to be part of this.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and your body talk very well in the movie.
What's your take on it?
Well, I would say that getting to know Jay, who's playing the main character, and seeing how she treats her body, and I mean, she's living kind of that life in private as well. I mean, we would sometimes go like, because we recorded in Rome, it was nice to go for a pizza and maybe something to drink. And we was like, Jay, do you want to come? And she's like, I'm on a diet, I can't. And that made me think, because I've been doing acting now for many years, and I can't tell you how many times I come into the wardrobe fitting and they are like, oh, it's good to see a woman with a normal body in this business. And I'm always going, shit, I'm fat, okay. And then it's like, oh, you're 50 this year, because I'm turning 50 in some days, and people are like, oh, you still look so young. Well, please don't start with the Botox and stuff when you start to wither. And I'm like, oh fuck. And somebody's like, are you going to do something about that thing? And I'm like, oh god, I have a wrinkle here. Oh god. So it kind of tells me how I, as an actress, view my body, and how people in the business view my body. And I know a casting director once told me, Hannah, you should be happy not to hear what they say when they watch your audition tapes on how you look. And I was just like, I have to kind of think about my body and kind of not think about it, but it's like inevitable in this business, unfortunately.
I have to say something.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
No, but it is. I mean, it is. The whole topic is very. It's important. I mean, as an actor, I think I find it very extremely interesting. My first audition in the States after I finished drama school was, can you take your shirt off, please? It's a good thing that you can act. And I started going to the gym after that.
There you go.
This is what about, actors and body.
Thanks. First audition.
Okay, another question for Grazia. Have you experienced a difference between how women and how men interpret the film, or how they read it, how they respond to it?
You mean for the actor or for the audience?
The audience.
It's interesting. It's interesting because both are really interested in the main character and in what the movie try to tell, and I think that both found space to have a personal reading. And what was a surprise in the beginning was that some men tell me that she seems really erotic in the movie. They specify that they like women, like, like Nick, you know. But in the movie, she's really erotic. So this was a demonstration that probably if you change sometime the point of view, you can have an attraction for this kind of a femininity. And yeah, and the mechanism that we have during the viewing of with this body, with this special body, it's a kind of attraction and repulsion at the same time. And the repulsion is because we can't really understand what mean have this control on the body, and why she choose this kind of life and refuse an emotional life, because a life of a bodybuilder is like this. You are isolated for many reasons because you don't have energy to do nothing outside this work. So different approach, but for sure generate a reflection in the
In every gender.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Are you sure?
Yes, buddy.
Um, shall
Yes, you're buddy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the very interesting film. Very emotional, very sensual. And I mean, I know that each director has their obsession about something. I just curious to know, how did you find out that you are obsessed about the body and this theme? I mean, is there like a backstory, something that, I don't know, personal experience?
I'm not an athletic person. Never get in a gym before this movie. So my life is really far from the sportive life. But for sure, the body is a topic that I feel really close to me. Uh, for personal reason, I discover also that are connect to the story of my family. So broken body, or some pregnancy that don't go very well until the end. So I understand that this topic come back in my life, in my script, and I think the conflict with the body, it's a conflict that all of us we have in different level. And I think now it's important to talk about body because, uh, for example, for the eugenetic studies, or for the virtual identity that we have, in a sense, I think that humanity start to think about a life without body. And I think that it's very important to reflect about this now, to leave the physics aspect, the materials that compose us. And I try to work in this way also in Body Odyssey. And the intention was that during the viewing, probably something have to change even in your body, in a molecular sense, in a biological sense, and because it's a part of us. And I think that the spectator is the real director of the movie. So my topic are topic for everybody. This is what I hope. So if the movie dialogue with you uh, means that works. Okay, thank you for the question.
Any more questions? Yes, you
Yes,
there?
so I understand that Jay was a great inspiration for you for making of this movie. So I was wondering, how was it working with her, and how much of the character is built on Jay, and how much was like your own ideas, and yeah, how was the collaboration with her?
Yeah. Many point of contacts, but I tell you a short story about the first time that I went in Zurich to talk with her about the movie. Because we met 10 years ago, but we don't talk every day about the story. So when I finished the script, I went to Zurich, and she came to bring me to pick up me in the airport. And she was at the end of an art training, and she didn't know nothing about the story and the movie, but she started to talk with her femurs. but like was a character. And I was close to her. She was driving, and I look at her that talk with her leg and say, okay, no, today you are really really bad, and you didn't a good training, and I was totally shocked. And in this sense, it's really close to her, in the sense that she have a dialogue, a continuous dialogue with her body, and you can understand that this happen also to other athletes that start to talk about the knee as a character, as an entity, or something like that. And in this sense, I think that it's really closed. And in the emotional part, the emotional life that she refused in her life, that sometime come out, and it's a sufferance in a sense living in this situation. So in this, for sure, there are many contact points.
And we had one more question. Gustav, yes?
Yes, I was wondering, because this feels like a very international collaboration with different countries, and there was a lot. How many Swedish actors actually were in this film?
Three.
Oh, three. Still
Stefan Sauk
active.
and the two of us.
Yeah.
How-
And one
how-
bodybuilder, not professional.
Oh, yeah,
actor.
Sammy,
Yeah,
Sammy.
right. Yeah, I saw
Sammy.
he sounded
Yeah,
very
yeah,
Swedish.
yeah.
Yeah, Sammy.
I think Sweden is a very good country for actors. I discover, yeah,
How did
yeah,
you
yeah.
discover that
It's true.
Sweden
The
was
level
such
is
a good-
really high.
How did you get involved together, or how did you find the Swedish actors, or how did you get involved
With a
in the
casting
project?
director, but especially with Lucas, that introduced me Anna, Stefan, and Sammy. Yeah, the casting director suggested me Lucas, and he did one of the best self-tape that I ever seen. And yeah, it's true. Yeah, and when I was here in Stockholm to meet him, he introduced me during the COVID. Yeah, during the COVID, I was in Stockholm in that period, and he introduced me Anna and Stefan and Sami. That was an old friend, no, a neighbor.
My neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
yeah,
neighbor.
yeah. So
Um,
really lucky to
yeah,
have him.
we had dinner. So I invited Grazia for dinner. She came to Stockholm to meet me, and it was COVID. All the restaurants closed at 8 o'clock, so I booked a table for 5, and she was Italian. I was like, so we're going to dinner at 5.
Yeah,
What the?
yeah,
Yeah, no. We met through. I did a casting with Nancy Bishop, who I know since before, and you and I met, and they said, "Do you know any more Swedish actors?" And that's my best friend. And yeah, Sam is my neighbor, and Stefan Sauk and I are pretty good friends too. So yeah.
A special dentist.
So I think we have time for one more question. Anyone? Yes?
I'm curious about the lake and the fish. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, every location in the movie, the intention was, because all the approach is surrealistic in the cinematic language. All the location, we try to find a part of her body, like we are inside her, because all the language is based on this, inside and outside this body. So where you are in the lake, you are in the most deep part of her, and it's a kind of mirror of her transformation, something sacred as her body, like a temple. And or for example, when we are in the gynecologist studio, we are in her uterus with a red stone, or for example, the dentist, the idea of penetration in this studio. All the location we thought in this direction. So the lake is, the most deep part of her, and it's organic under lake.
So
I
that-
answered.
yeah. Does that answer
Yeah.
to your question?
Yeah, and the water. Sorry, the element of water, of course, is the lake has our body 70% of water, so it's her elements.
So thank you very much. I think we have to wrap this up. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Grazia, Lucas, and Hannah, for coming here tonight. for the Swedish premiere of Body Odyssey. Very happy to have you here.
Thank you for select the film.
Yes, it's also in competition for the Feature Film Award. So,
Good.
yeah. We'll see how that goes. Thank you very much for coming, and have a continued nice evening. Good night.
Thank you so much.